April Fool's Day, a fun and mischievous celebration. Good morning, class. Today we have something exciting to talk about. Do you know what special day today is? Sarah raised her hand and asked, is it somebody's birthday? Miss Jones replied, no, not quite. It's a day filled with jokes, pranks, and lots of laughter. Any guesses? Billy guessed it was April Fool's Day. Exactly, said Miss Jones. April Fool's Day is celebrated on the first day of April each year. April Fool's Day is not a public holiday, but it is widely celebrated with playful jokes, hoaxes, and pranks. But why do we celebrate it? Let's find out. April Fool's Day has a fascinating history, but its origins are a bit mysterious. But it's believed to have started in France in the 16th century. Back then, the New Year was celebrated around April 1st, and people would exchange gifts and visit each other. This calendar system was known as the Julian calendar. You can see from the calendar on the left that they did not use all the same months or number of days that we do today. However, in 1582, when the Gregorian calendar was introduced, the new year was moved to January 1st. This is our calendar for 2024, which is the Gregorian calendar. So you might wonder, how did April Fool's come about? It was because most people began to celebrate New Year's on January 1st, but those who still celebrated in April were considered foolish and were tricked into believing that it was still the new year in January. They became known as April Fools and were often victims of jokes and pranks. Wow, so that's why we play pranks on April Fool's Day. Remember, it's a day for harmless fun and laughter. An important rule about April Fools is to be kind and considerate with our jokes. We don't want anyone to feel upset or embarrassed. There are some famous April Fool's pranks. One of the most famous pranks was when the BBC aired a segment about spaghetti trees in Switzerland and showed people harvesting spaghetti from trees. Many viewers believed it to be true. In France, April Fool's Day is called Poisson d'Avril, which translates to April Fish. It is customary to attach a paper fish to people's backs as part of the prank. In Scotland, April Fool's Day is observed for 2 days and it's known as Hunt the Gowk Day. Gowk is a Scottish word for cuckoo or a foolish person. In the year following his invention of the phonograph in 1877, the New York Graphic jumped on the opportunity to trick their readers into thinking that Thomas Edison had created a new machine capable of turning dirt into meat and water into wine. Renowned astronomer and beloved presenter of Sky at Night, Patrick Moore, had the credibility and stern air of authority which allowed him to pull off a prank that was out of this world. In 1976, Moore told radio listeners, due to a rare planetary alignment of Pluto and Jupiter, the Earth would experience a shift in its gravitational forces that morning, allowing them to float in the air. At precisely 9:47 a.m., Moore instructed the listeners to jump now! Within minutes, calls were coming in, reporting that they had felt the impact of the Jovian-Plutonian effect. One caller claimed that she and her 11 friends had orbited gently around the room. Another complained that he had risen so high that he hit his head on the ceiling and demanded compensation. In 1980, the BBC World Service announced that London's most famous landmark was getting a facelift. The broadcaster told listeners that to help tourists tell the time, the Big Ben clock tower would be going digital. It would henceforth be known as Digital Dave. Burger King cooked up a Whopper of a different sort in 1998. But that didn't mean fast food customers were any less willing to swallow it. In a full-page ad in USA Today, Burger King announced a solution for the 1.4 million left-handed customers visiting their restaurants every day, the left-handed Whopper. Burger King said that all the condiments were rotated 180 degrees to suit the left-handed burger connoisseur. Southpaws eagerly tried to order the burger the next day, but they had to wait in line behind the right-handed folks equally caught up in making sure that they got the correct Whopper. The thought that a burger is basically, a circle apparently never crossed their minds. Remember, class, April Fool's Day is all about spreading joy and laughter. Let's make sure our pranks are playful and kind-hearted. Have fun celebrating April Fool's Day, but remember, don't get fooled too easily. Happy April Fool's Day! Thank you for learning with me today. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel and share us with your friends. We hope you'll join us again soon for another lesson on Wonder of Learning. Until then, bye-bye.